Yeah.
All right.
The town.
So what this is, it's called máscara, which means mask in Spanish. And what this is for, it is used for in a traditional dance called el baile de las máscaras, which is performed in el carnaval de Puebla. And although the carnaval, you might think of Brazil, you know, the big carnaval, it's something similar to it, but in Mexico, from where my parents come from. And I will talk to you more about how this identifies with my Mexican culture, and I will talk about a little bit of the history and how the carnaval came to be, and then I will talk about how I identify myself with this culture. Okay, so how many of you have heard of the Battle of Puebla? Alright, so for those who don't know, the Battle of Puebla was between the French and the Mexican army back in May 5th, 1862. Basically Cinco de Mayo, you know. And this is a crucial part because this victory over the French later led to the independence of Mexico, right? Okay. And the reason why the Carnaval was started was for tradition. And basically it started in 1893. And there are three parts to the Carnaval. Three events that they celebrate. One is being the rescue of the mayor's or president's daughter. The second one was the Battle of Puebla, and I forgot the third one. And the Carnaval de Puebla is celebrated traditionally since 1893. And well, although my parents can't go to Mexico every year, people from Mexico organize a smaller version of it here in California. And the Carnaval represents Mexican culture because it is obviously part of history and it is part of tradition for us or for my family. And like every Mexican family or any culture, you always celebrate tradition and your values, and you practice them and you pass them down to your future generations. And now we'll talk about how I identify myself with this culture. And well, my parents being from San Jerónimo, Cotitlán, Puebla, they were obviously, you know, it's in the area where the Carnaval is. So as a kid, my parents always took me to these events, but I never knew what they were for. I always thought it was some sort of like festival where street performers just got together, and I never knew the meaning of it. So I always thought it was just like a game and people played dress up and stuff like that. And as the years went by, I finally told my dad, why did I have to go to this event? Because I never really understood it. And he explained to me like a little bit about the history of how I told you guys. And well, I found it interesting because the way these masks work is put them on and you wear this little hat like this. And it goes with a full-on costume that like could be really expensive. Like a lot of people spend a lot of money on the design. And well, basically they just dance around like in a formation, a specific formation, depends on who organizes it. And these masks are to mock the Frenchmen that were defeated in that Battle of Puebla. So that's kind of why it looks a little funny and stuff like that. And well, yeah, as the years went by, he explained to me this, and I found it interesting. So one day I just took part of it with him, but not in this costume. It's something called a ladrón, or a thief, which is like a side dancer that dresses up in like whatever they could find and just dances around. It's kind of, yeah, they just mess around and just dance with the other people. And well, today I shared a little bit of the history and how the Carnaval represents my Mexican culture, and talked about how the Carnaval came to be, and then I talked about how I identify myself with this culture. So next time you see someone with this mask, don't think they're gonna rob a bank or something. Just remember what I said, and hopefully you think back to like Frenchmen and then the Carnaval de Puebla.